Your car is not as tough as you think it is. Manufacturers spend billions making it feel solid, feel premium, feel like it can handle anything. But under all that, it's actually a really delicate ecosystem of sensors and components that are just waiting to wear out. Here's the kicker. The features doing the most damage aren't the ones you'd expect. We're talking about 9 conveniences you probably paid extra for, and every time you use them, you're cutting your car's life just a little bit shorter. Number 1, auto start-stop system. Every time you hit a red light, your engine shuts off and restarts. That's auto start-stop doing its thing, and the manufacturers sell it as a smart fuel-saving feature. Sounds harmless, right? Here's the kicker though. A regular cold start is already brutal on your engine. Oil pressure drops, metal grinds against metal for a split second before lubrication catches up, and the starter motor takes a hit every single time. Now multiply that by 15 or 20 times on one commute. The Society of Automotive Engineers has flagged that start-stop systems can push your engine's start cycles into the tens of thousands within just a few years. Starter motors wear faster, ring gears take more abuse, and your engine bearings are briefly unprotected every restart. Some manufacturers did upgrade to beefed-up starters and low-viscosity oils specifically for this. But if your car is a few years old, or you're not running the exact oil spec on the cap, you're already not getting that protection. Most cars have a button to disable it, and aftermarket modules can remember that setting so you're not pressing it every morning. Number 2, sport mode on daily driving. You paid extra for sport mode, and honestly, it does deliver. Sharper throttle, tighter steering, the car just feels alive. So why wouldn't you leave it on all the time? Because sport mode doesn't just change the feel, it changes how hard every system in the car is working. The transmission holds gears longer and shifts harder. The throttle map opens faster, so even gentle inputs are pushing the engine harder than normal. The suspension stiffens up, so every speed bump and pothole sends that shock straight into your struts and bushings instead of getting absorbed. Did you know Sport Mode also adjusts your fuel injection timing and air-fuel mixture? You're actually changing the combustion profile. More carbon buildup on valves, more heat stress on pistons, and a shorter service interval overall. Number 3, paddle shifters in traffic. Paddle shifters are genuinely fun. Tap the paddle, the gear drops, the engine note rises. It feels like real control. But here's the kicker. You're actually overriding the transmission's own logic. The system specifically programmed to shift at the most mechanically efficient moment possible. In stop-and-go traffic, this gets bad fast. You tap down through the gears as you slow, forget to upshift, and now the transmission is lugging in a gear too low for the situation. That keeps torque converter slip higher, which generates heat, and heat is what destroys automatic transmissions from the inside out. Warped clutch packs, degraded fluid, worn internals. You won't believe how few people ever check their transmission fluid, so that degraded fluid just keeps circulating. A replacement transmission runs $3,000 to $8,000. Number 4, remote engine start, frequent use. Remote start feels like pure luxury. Cold morning, coffee in hand, car already warm by the time you walk out. Hard to argue with that. But here's the kicker. An engine idling without load warms up unevenly. Cylinder walls, pistons, and bearings all expand at different rates. And the oil isn't fully up to temperature yet, so you're getting more wear per minute than you would just driving gently. When you remote start and let it idle for 15 or 20 minutes, unburned fuel washes down the cylinder walls and strips away the oil film protecting the metal. That's called fuel dilution, and it's a documented problem. Did you know direct injection engines also build up carbon deposits faster during long idles because combustion temps aren't high enough to burn them off? That eventually means a walnut blasting service. Several $100s. Easy. Number 5, electric parking brake misuse. The electric parking brake looks like an upgrade over the old handbrake lever. Cleaner, simpler, just a button. But it works completely differently under the surface. Old mechanical parking brakes used cables and shoes that operated independently from your main brake system. Electric ones actually clamp your rear brake calipers, the same calipers stopping your car every day. So when you park after a drive, those calipers are still warm, pads pressed right against the rotors. As everything cools, Moisture sneaks in between the pad and rotor surface and causes corrosion bonding. The pad fuses slightly to the rotor overnight. In cold climates that moisture freezes, the bond gets stronger and the caliper can seize completely. You won't believe the bill. $400 to $700 per side. Number 6. Adaptive cruise control overuse. Adaptive cruise control genuinely is impressive. Radar reads the road, adjusts your speed, keeps a safe gap. The marketing sells it as a fatigue reducer, basically a co-pilot for long drives. Here's the kicker though. It doesn't anticipate like a human driver does. It reacts. So it brakes later and harder than necessary, then accelerates back up, then brakes again. On a busy highway, that cycle repeats dozens of times per hour, and your brake pads don't know the difference between an ACC correction and an emergency stop. They just wear down either way. Did you know ACC can actually deliver worse fuel economy than a smooth human driver in real traffic? You're braking harder and burning more fuel at the same time. Number 7. Eco mode under heavy load. Eco mode feels like the responsible choice. Saving fuel, reducing emissions, being smart. And for easy, flat driving, it actually works. Here's the kicker though. Eco mode softens throttle response and tells the transmission to upshift early, keeping engine RPM low. That's fine on a flat road with no load. But add passengers, luggage, or a long hill, and now you've got a problem called lugging. The engine is in too high a gear for the work it's being asked to do. That mismatch causes knock, where the air-fuel mixture ignites unevenly. Modern engines have knock sensors that pull timing to compensate, but sustained lugging still wears pistons, connecting rods, and crank bearings over time. Did you know Eco mode keeps pushing higher gears regardless of load? That's exactly backwards from what your engine actually needs. Number 8. Automatic headlights. Constant cycling. Automatic headlights feel like pure upside. Lights on when it's dark, off when it's bright. Never think about it. Here's the kicker though. That ambient light sensor is reacting constantly. Drive through a city with bridges and overpasses, or a tree-lined road with a broken canopy, and the system might cycle your headlights on and off multiple times per mile. Old halogen bulbs didn't care much about that. Modern HID and LED systems do. HID igniters have a limited number of strike cycles before they degrade, and LED headlight modules on luxury vehicles are integrated assemblies. $800 to $2,000 per side to replace. Every cycle also pulls a surge of current from your battery, and that adds up faster than you'd think. Number 9. Keyless entry always active. You won't believe how much damage comes from something you never actually touch. Keyless entry works by having your car constantly broadcast a low-frequency signal searching for your fob. The fob responds, the car unlocks. Simple. But that module is drawing power from your battery 24 hours a day, and it's competing with your alarm system, telematics module, and tire pressure sensors for that same charge. In daily use cars, that constant drain accelerates battery aging faster than most people realize. Here's the kicker though. Thieves use signal amplifiers to grab your fob signal right through your walls and drive away. Relay theft is one of the fastest growing theft methods in the UK right now. A Faraday bag costs $10 and stops both problems completely.